Hey everyone, I'm Will with EVOQ.
And I'm Landry. We're coaches, and we're gonna walk you through each stage of Gila and provide you with course details, race breakdown, tactics, and even some training sessions that will help get you ready for tour of the Gila.
Stay tuned. Hope you enjoy. This is the stage three downtown Criterium of Tour of the Gila, and it is a four corner crit, but it is deceivingly difficult for a four corner crit. You've got a good uphill, a very choppy downhill, and some corners that will claim some wheels if you don't take them carefully. Landry, what has been your experience with this criterium?
Mainly for me, I just was trying to stay safe to get to the last climbing stage. There's been a couple crashes when I've done it before. I think the main thing you gotta watch out for is just the potholes on the backside after the hill, and then those, especially that last corner. There's a very fast descent into the last corner, and then there's almost like a little bit of a dip, sort of, I would say, on the inside that will kind of like bounce you a little bit if you don't have your weight stable. And I've seen people like either like slide out or literally just like bounce off the road basically on that corner. So you got to really like take a good line. I would say, would you say like try to take it a little bit wider on that last one?
Yeah,
Um,
for me, we've always been like defending into that last corner. The
mhm.
interesting part is the entry into the last corner. So there's like this giant crack, right
Oh
where
yeah.
you would want to be entering the corner, like on the far outside. So like there is a crack there. You don't want to be crossing over that crack most of the time, or if you do,
Hmm.
you want to do it early. So like yeah, you have to enter really wide and then very, very considerate of that little dip on the inside because it will G you out. I mean, most people are probably not going to be going fast enough until the last few laps to make that G out actually be consequential. But you'll definitely feel it if you hit it at like a standard race speed. So keep that in mind,
Hmm.
especially for that last time you hit that corner. Um,
Hmm.
the climb,
Yeah.
the climb hurts.
I always felt like, for me, I felt like I liked the outside when I've done it in the amateur categories. I always liked the outside
Mm,
line better. I always tried to stay towards the outside.
yeah, on
I
that
don't know
last
why.
corner.
It just seemed like it was easier to hold my position. It was like a little bit less sketchy. You just got to be careful that you don't get like forced out, especially coming onto that back stretch. Um, what do you think for tire pressure on this? What did you usually run?
Yeah, this past year, well, the pavement on the descent part, so like coming down off that hill here, um, the pavement on that part is busted. So I would always run a little bit higher than what I would usually run in a crit. So I had 28s on and I was probably running like 75, 75 to 80, which was pretty good. I think last year they ran out of neutral wheels because so many people were breaking wheels
Hmm.
on this course just because like you can hit stuff really hard. So maybe
Hmm.
increase the tire pressure just a little bit so you don't destroy your wheels or tires. Definitely something to think
Hmm.
about.
Yeah, and I always, I didn't do the UCI race, so it probably wasn't quite as cutthroat. So I always tried to leave a little bit of a gap on that back stretch just so I could see what was coming. Because there's a little bit of a riser after that descent. There's a little bit of a riser, and it always kind of like bunches up again. So I never found like I was getting gapped by doing that. It was always kind of like an accordion effect. So.
Yeah, absolutely. And on one last note about this little descent, it is straight, obviously, but on the right side, there's usually like this little pavement dip. I don't know if the pavement's just deformed or something like that, but it acts as a jump if you hit it. So maybe try to stay to the left of the road on that little part because they usually do mark it out pretty well. And maybe one day they'll repave this, but the last time I did it, there was like a little pavement hiccup that you need to watch out for on the right there. Something to keep in mind.
Hmm.
This oftentimes comes down to a sprint. So another thing to keep in mind there that this is not a super attritional course. Like you can sit in well, but
Hmm.
if you're gonna try and win it, you're gonna have to be like first or second wheel into this last corner here, and it's probably gonna be a sprint. So you can relax a little bit for a lot of this race.
Hmm. Yeah, definitely. I found this is definitely one of the most straightforward crits I've done. So you can just keep it pretty low key for a lot of the race. Just stay calm, try to stay safe. And I mean, if you're obviously if you're in GC, just try to stay safe. And if you're trying to win the stage, there's a good chance it'll come down to a sprint, anyways. So
Absolutely. That's stage three, the downtown criterium. Hope you enjoyed that. If you're interested in more info from us, get in touch with us. Landry's going to tell you how to do that.
just head over to our website, evoke.bike. That's EVOQ.bike. And we have tons of content there, loads of blog content. If you want to get in touch with us, my email is landry at evokebike and Will is will at evokebike. We've also got YouTube, podcast, anything that you need to help get you faster. So go on and check that out.
Thanks, everyone. See ya.